this video we'll talk more about real user monitoring, like how to capture critical user actions on a dashboard, and based on that how we can create an SLO, like what is an SLO and how to create an SLO based on these critical user actions. And we'll also talk about some naming rules for XHR and load actions.
I am here in my applications front end page where we have easy travel application which was configured earlier. So here in the user actions, since we have marked a few user actions as key user actions, just change the time frame. So these are some of the actions I have just performed. So this is one of the key user actions where in the easy travel application where I use that to so here when we are, for example, when we are doing a booking, like this is the payment page where I'll be doing the payment. So when users are doing, for example, let's take this particular action when they have done the payment and when they have completed the payment. Let's say we have a requirement like to track this particular action. And this is something that booking finish is something that is related to that particular action. So that's the reason I have marked this as a key user action. So in your case, it might be any of the action. Similarly, you can just perform those actions and mark them as a key user action, which I have shown in the part 1. And then once you have marked it as a key request, of course you can just open this and track it from here. You will be able to view all the metrics like the time taken to visually complete or the app text rating or the errors, and you can just use this to capture this on the dashboard where you have all the other metrics, so you can just monitor it from your dashboard instead of each time coming to the applications page and going to that particular user action. So we can just pin it to the dashboard. Let's say I'm created a test dashboard, so I'll go ahead and pin this to the dashboard. So when we open the dashboard, you will be able to see the metrics here. Currently, if further if we do some more actions, we can just view all the metrics here of that particular user action. In case if you have few other multiple user actions which are marked as key user actions, and if you want to even capture those, you can just click on edit and clone the same tile, and so that you will be getting one more tile just next to this, and then you can just change the key user action from here. So this is one key user action that we have marked, so you can just click on the drop down here, and maybe if you have marked any other multiple key user actions as key user actions, you can just select it from the drop down, so that even that will be captured here, so that you can in this way you can monitor multiple user actions on the same dashboard. Now going back to the easy travel application, so let us now, since we have already created key user actions and captured these on the dashboard, let us also create an SLO. This is one SLO which I have earlier created for a different user action. Let us see how we can create a user action an SLO based on this particular key user action. So first, an SLO is something like SLO stands for a service level objective, which is what this SLO does. This SLO defines the performance of an application from an end user perspective. Like, see, if let's say I am the end user, whether I am getting a good experience while performing that particular action. Like in my case, right now I have performed. I've done the payment on a particular application, Easy Travel. So, what is my experience? Whether my experience is good, the performance or the satisfaction. It will define, SLO defines that, like it is basically a measure of the real user experience. Like we can measure the real user experience by defining an SLO, and we can track whether this performance meets the business expectations, and even understand how much failure is acceptable. Based on this error budget, we can understand how much failure is acceptable using error budgets. And even we can set up alerting, like before users are heavily impacted. Like if there is some issue and I'm not able to make the payment, I'm facing an issue while performing that action, payment action. So we can even set up alerting before users are heavily impacted. So SLO is calculated based on this actual real user traffic. So we are measuring the AppDex, which represents the user satisfaction. So let us go to the SLO page and see how we can create an SLO first. So here I am now here in the SLO page, and I'm adding a new SLO. So I'll just name this as Easy Travel
So we'll rename this as Easy Travel SLO. Okay, we can use the same here in the description, or you can leave it. So first thing is we need to define the metrics here. So this is the metric I am using. So the metric used here is which is a built-in metric. This is the which we use since we are creating this SLO for a key user action that we have marked in our real user monitoring. So this metric is related to that, since you can see here this is a built-in metric, built-in apps.web.action.appdex. So this metric will multiply it by 100, so to convert into a percentage, and we can filter by the application method, which I'll show you going forward. And entity name, okay, entity name should be, okay, let us go back to the real user monitoring page. So here let's go to the user actions, and so we'll go to the key user action. So this is the user action that we are going to create an SLO for, and here in the user action So this is the application method that we are using to filter this user action. This is the application method which is there in the URL. You can just copy that, and we need to even give that here somewhere. Yeah, so in the entity selector you can give entity ID, which is the application method that we have just copied, and you can just have a preview of that. So yeah, so this is the key user action that we are trying to monitor. So we have filtered the entity here, and coming to the metric here, again we'll go to the same page. So I'll copy this, or we can just type it and it should get reflected there. Anyways, so we are just replacing this now. So yeah, without even typing it got reflected. So this is the user action which gets reflected because we have marked it as a key user action, and the user type will be real user, so we are not considering any bot users, so it will filter by the real users. So what this tells us, so this SLO tells us, like, gives us the percentage of real users that are having good experience while performing the current action, that is payment finish action, which we have filtered. So this is going to give the experience like while the users are performing this particular payment page action over a defined time period, like let's say we can filter it like last 1 week or last 28 days to now, last 2 days to now, whatever that defined time period. And if you further scroll, anyways, here we have already filtered it with the entity, and in the success criteria you can see something called as error budget. So error budget also you can define, like how much performance degradation is still acceptable, and this error budget burn rate is like how fast we are consuming that error budget. So this can be changed maybe to 95 depending on your requirement. You can just change this. So this SLO ensures that real users experience good performance when using this particular payment feature, and we can continuously monitor it. We can visualize this on a dashboard, and also we can configure some alerting, or we can share this with the business or the application teams. So okay, we are done with this. Like we can just click on evaluate. So these are just for the demo, like you can change based on your requirement, like the error budget, burn rate, and yes, that's it. So you can click on create. SLO is created for the easy travel, and now you can pin this to the same dashboard, so you can monitor it from there. So yes, if this SLO belongs to this user action, okay, I'll just minimize the window. So this SLO belongs to this user action. You can create another SLO for this, and you can share it with the management or the business team, and they can monitor that from the dashboard. And in case if the URL I mean the user action which you have marked, which we are monitoring, if this looks messy, usually we can just like see, for example, this is regarding the payment page in my case, so we can just uh, rename this from the front end page itself, so that uh, the ones who are viewing the dashboard doesn't get confused, and they need not make out which this user action belongs to based on the URL. So we can just rename this. So to rename that, we need to go to the front end page. So right now we are here in this payment page action. So from here we can go back to the Easy Travel web page and go to edit. And go to capturing and user actions, where we can rename any action, like any kind of load action or etc action from here. So here you can see the naming rules for load actions, naming rules for etc actions. So since I think this is an etc action, load action, let us first see that. So let's go to the naming rules. Here we'll add a naming rule, and the URL, add a condition. When you copy paste the URL, usually you are getting all the load actions here below that. So this is the default user action, and this is the result user action. So the result user action is something that we will be seeing on on the page. So we'll just try to change that. Page URL contains finish. So now we have filtered it this way. So when we have, after filtering that, like, because see, we got the other pages as well, the payment page, review page, and once the user is clicking on finish, this is the user action. So this is what we need to filter that by defining some conditions here. Here you have filtered it using the page URL contains finish. So we have filtered it, and now we can just change this to whatever meaningful name that as soon as we see, we'll be able to make out the user action. So I'll just name it as payment page, payment complete. So we can easily identify using this name. And if you scroll down, so whenever we are performing this action, this is the result user action that is going to get displayed. So you can go ahead and save this user action and come back to the Easy Travel application page, and I am going to the web page now. I'll go to the home. I'll make some, okay, search, book something. So I just clicked on finish. So this is what we are tracking. Let's go to the front end page and view the user actions that we have performed now. So I need to change the time frame, last 30 minutes. So if you can see, since you can see the user action as payment complete, and let's open this, mark this as a key user action. So let's go back to the dashboard. And here on our dashboard we can click on edit, and since this is the action that we wanted to change, you can select the user action from here, payment complete page. So now whatever that you are seeing, it's the same action. Only thing is, since we have renamed it, we have just marked that as a key user action again with the new name after renaming. So this will look proper, like without the URL. We, of course, it's the same URL. Visually we can see the renamed action here, and we can see all the metrics displayed on the tile. So even for all the other tiles you can follow the same, like we can just go to the front end page, view like whatever action that is, if it is a load action or etc action. Based on that we can just go to the capturing page, like go to edit, and in the edit we can go to the capturing part where we can rename the actions. So this is something, this is an XHR action. You can make out the load action or type of action from here, like if it's a load action or an XHR actions. Based on that we can do that.
In the upcoming part 3 video of the Real User Monitoring series, we will talk more about manual instrumentation of the JavaScript tag into the application HTML pages, and followed by troubleshooting steps in Real User Monitoring, like if you are facing any difficulty in detecting the domain after installing the one agent in full stack, or manual instrumentation of the JavaScript tag.